Hello again, everyone. Chris Hughes coming to you from CarolinaPreps.com. And, of course, it's that time of year again. The 2018 high school football season is cranking up. I'm down here in Rockingham, North Carolina, Richmond County High School, Richmond Senior High School, I guess more properly known as, but Coach Bryan Till. Coach, it's that time of year, like I said. You've had a good summer, everything good, going well this first week of practices. Actually got your first scrimmage tonight. So just tell me how things are going and how you feel about this upcoming season.
I've been really impressed with our kids, and you mentioned kind of how our summer's gone. Our kids in our leadership program that we really have worked on since February took ownership and had some goals with having 90 kids here with perfect attendance. And some of us thought that was a little ambitious, but you want to set the bar high, and those kids were able to convince their teammates how important it was and to show that commitment themselves and to be here. So we had to end up with 96 kids there in our perfect attendance this summer. So out of about 150 kids, 160 kids in our program, we felt really good about it. About 130 of them, 124, 125, were 80% or better. So we've had a good summer. First week of practice has been really good too. We have just been good for the most part because of the weather. We've dodged the storms that everybody else has gotten everywhere else, and it's just been almost been cool most mornings except for the last two. And so we've had a good first week and a half here, weather-wise too, giving us some opportunities.
Well, Coach, I know first thing I noticed was the picture you guys put out on social media of your 2017 100% group, and then I think it might have been on those bleachers right there, the group that you had today, and just pictures don't do it justice how much some of these young men have really transformed. And I think I put on my own Twitter that it's so proud to see young men buy into something bigger than themselves, to buy into a team goal like that, and it's just got to make things really exciting for this year.
It does, and it makes things exciting for you as a coach. When you talk about wins and losses, you talk about the things that you've done in your career. Well, the thing you want most is to make an impact on young men. And when you see those kids take a lesson, whatever lesson it is, and all of us as coaches, if I've got a kid to make a step right or something in practice, well, that lesson, to see them make that commitment lesson and take it and have ownership of it themselves, it gives us a lot of pride in those kids and where they're headed and what we know they're going to be as young men when they're done with Raider football one of these days.
And obviously that's more important than anything we can do, wins, loss, or anything on this field. I mentioned you got your first Jamboree tonight, hosting it here. You got Mooresville coming down. You got some good teams coming down. About a year ago this week, or a year ago next week, I had you up in Mooresville for the Carolina Preps Jamboree, and I saw a very young freshman, Caleb Hood, make his first I guess varsity experience, even though it was in a jamboree setting. And he took some lumps in there and very unpolished, but as the season progressed last year, I thought that he looked really good. I thought that he progressed well, put up some great numbers. You got to feel good having him back, not only with a season under his belt, but also only a sophomore. I mean, wow, you can really build around this young man.
Right. The next few years ought to be good to be able to build around Caleb. We got a lot of young talent in his class and in the class below, so we like where we're headed from that standpoint. The great thing about him is he's so mature that he can be out there, and we got a good group of senior leaders here too, and he can just kind of get right in with those guys too. So he's able to kind of bridge that gap between his group and the senior group we've got here. On the field, though, it's just tremendous the amount of poise that young man has and the intelligence he has with the game of football. He's been around his whole life. He's been throwing at Raider Stadium. His granddad being Paul Hoggard, and been throwing at Raider Stadium. He probably has more reps there than just about anybody in that stadium could ever have. And so, it's big to have a kid that comfortable, that steady, and also to have one who's been here, going to be here for several years. We're looking forward to it.
No kidding. And you mentioned him growing up around here. I mean, there's a lot of pressure being a part of Richmond football, and I can't help but get through this interview without bringing up the fact that it is 2018. And, we hear the news stations do weather on the 8s or news on the 8s. Well, you guys have a knack for doing championships on the 8s, and I don't want to put that pressure on you, but it's got to be fun, at least. And you come from Georgia, and you know what big-time high school football is all about. You coached at the extreme high levels at Terry Sanford, Cape Fear, so you know what it's about. But it's got to be, while, yes, there's a pressure to win, I think it's just amazing to go to a school where they want to win that bad.
I think so. I think, we all have those moments in our lives where you look at things and you go, hey, man, how did that happen? Or, man, I just can't believe it. And I'm a man of faith, and I believe things happen for a reason because of that. But, when you look at those things here, it's almost like, and I don't want to give it too much props, but almost like you're reading a story out of the Old Testament or something. Like, how does that happen? Things have just fallen into place over the years here, and that's why people have coined the phrase Raider Magic is because of that. And so, yeah, it's absolutely an amazing thing to be a part of. You say don't want to throw the pressure on, but I mean we know about it here, so it's only pressure if you feel it, and what we're just being excited about it being an 8-year. Being excited about our fans and people here, they care about it that much, and it should be a lot of fun this year. We're looking forward to it.
Well, you speak of being a man of the faith, and my almost personal minister, and I've known him since my days coaching at Douglasburg, probably 11, 12 years ago, is my man, Coach Pastor Jacobs, Ricky Jacobs, and he is a mainstay. He is a mainstay here at this school, and it's got to be great to have, again, people that care about the community that want to be a part of that program, and that means so much.
It does, and it means a lot that they care so much about these kids, and these kids can feel that in our community. It's one thing for your community to care about winning, but it's so much more, and I put this kind of out on Facebook, social media yesterday, the people who have supported our program and supported our game program and our pregame meals, that they care about the kids, and that's why these people here want to be involved, and we're just really, really blessed to have so many folks who do care about the kids like Rev does.
Well, and I was happy to contribute to your program too. I saw you had the ad for some used Raider jerseys, and I jumped in the car and happily contributed my $20 today. So I appreciate you letting me come down, talk about a little bit of football. Can't wait to see how the year plays out. I have no doubt I'll be here to see some games, and just thanks for having me today.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, again, guys, for CarolinaPreps.com, Coach Bryan Till here at Richmond County. I'm Chris Hughes, and we'll catch you next time.